Hello and welcome to another video from me, Rough Swordsman Wargamer. It's an open the box and it's another unboxing from GMT's 50% off sale, which has only just arrived on my doorstep here in the UK. And this time it is Death Valley Battles for the Shenandoah, part of the Great Battles of the American Civil War series. And that series was designed by the one and only Richard Berg, and this game designed by Greg Laubach, published of course by GMT Games. Now, I've played very little American Civil War games. I don't know a lot about it. The only other game I've tinkered with is Kernstown from Revolution Games, but I couldn't resist the price in the sale and the amount of stuff you get in it. So I'm hoping I'll become a fan. So what's all this about? Death Valley Battles for the Shenandoah is the 7th instalment of the Great Battles of the American Civil War series. 8 full battles are included. In a campaign still studied in military academies, Confederate General Thomas J. Stonewall Jackson engaged and defeated the Union forces pursuing him. Greatly outnumbered, and at times facing 3 Union armies, Jackson defeated them all within 10 weeks, at one point completely freeing the Shenandoah Valley of Union forces. So there are 3 battles from Jackson's 1862 Valley campaign, and 5 battles of the Shenandoah Valley campaigns of 1864. And this series of games, it says here, is one of the hobby's longest-lived design concepts, springing from the legendary regimental level game Terrible Swift Sword, SPI 1976, by Richard Berg. In the GMT Games series, the rules system have remained stable, but have shown remarkable flexibility, allowing each game to smoothly incorporate additional rules to reflect the historical battles. The series relies on interactive chit pull mechanics to simulate the oftentimes chaotic nature of the 19th century battlefield at the regimental level. Changes have been made to the series for Death Valley in order to enhance their clarity and simulation value. Veteran players will find the revised rules to be very familiar, with the main differences being in the user-friendliness of the rulebook, as well as how the game feels, especially for players versed in Civil War tactics. So, as it says, the game, Death Valley Battles for the Shenandoah, contains 8 battle games with multiple scenarios. They range from division-level contests on half-sized maps to 2-map battles between armies. Experienced players will be able to play many of the scenarios in one sitting. The game reflects the development of the cavalry and the changes in infantry and artillery organisation and tactics between 1862 and 1864. Here's one of the maps and some of the counters and game markers. So actually in the game we've got 7 counter sheets, 3 22 by 34 inch double-sided maps, 2 17 by 22 double-sided maps, 1 GBACW series rulebook, 8 two-sided activation and turn record charts, 2 battle booklets, 2 identical combat result table cards, 2 identical terrain effects charts, 2 disorder cards, and 2 10-sided dice. Game scale units are 50 men or 1 cannon per strength point. Time, each game turn 1 hour. Maps, 145 yards per hex. 1 to 2 players. And on the game meter, the complexity is quite high at 7 out of 9, but so is the solitaire suitability, 7 out of 9. Up here they've got the other games in the Great Battles of the American Civil War series, some of which I understand are very hard to get. Right, let's get the shrink wrap off. The shrink wrap is off, so let's open the box. It's another thick, heavy-duty 3-inch box. So let's see what's inside. Couple of dice, D10s, one blue, one grey, very thematic. And then we've got the rule book, so let's have a look at that. So this is the series rule book, and I understand this is the most up-to-date version and can be used with any of the other games in the series. Comes in at 40 pages. Matte paper. So we've got introduction, components and terminology, sequence of play, the command system, the activation system. So this is all new to me. Then we have the order system. Yes, you have to give them specific orders. Facing and refusal. Stacking. Quite a bit on that, and yes, extension. Movement. Reaction movement, reinforcements, fire combat. Line of sight. Different types of fire. And artillery fire, of course. Shock assault. Cavalry charge. Didn't happen quite so much, I understand, in this period. Combat results. Routing and advancing, leader casualties, morale and rally, special units, engineering, night, fatigue, which is optional, and a nice index at the back. And the game credits on the back cover. Them's the rules. Next, the first of two battle books. Here's the one for the battles of 1862, 24 pages, colour, with the special things we have to do for these battles. Command system, activation and movement, fire combat, combat results, special units, engineering fatigue and random events. We like to see those. Exploding gun. And then the scenarios. How to set it up. So lots of those. I'll just whiz through them quickly. You can see it's going to keep you busy just with this book. There we are. Copy of some of the counters. And the credits again on the back. Here's the second battle book for 1864, and it's even thicker, 42 pages. So once again, an introduction, components, and I assume the special way you use the series rules for this battle book. And then we're into these scenarios. So I won't go through them all, but there's loads in here. Great value for money because of the amount of stuff you get in it. See the Greek Sheridan's counterattack. And another manifest of the counters, which we'll have a look at in a moment. And here is a nice map of the Shenandoah Valley campaigns of 1864. Also included in the box, much to my delight, 2 counter trays, 5 double-sided map sheets, which we'll have a look at in a moment. And then there are 7, count them, 7 counter sheets. Here's the first one, 1/2-inch counters. They're on the brown core, the sort of thicker core that they tend to be using now. Nice looking counters, don't look too bad to read. Number 2, load of admin markers there. So I can see why they've given you a couple of counter trays. What I've just noticed is they've titled the counter sheets, yes. So these 2 are for 1862, these are for 1864, so that helps in organising the counters. Another one for 1864. So obviously more units involved in that year. And some markers. That'll keep you busy punching and a clipping for a while. 2 copies of a Bifold Player Aid. Let's have a look at one of those. So here we've got some tables, rally, brigade orders, change table, loose cannon, which is here, brigade coordination table, range effects chart, stacking limitations chart, non-phasing fire eligibility, fire table, with a load of adjustments there. And on the back, the shock resolution table with adjustments, the procedure for shock resolution, defenders pre-shock dice roll modifiers, odds ratio dice roll modifiers, benefit. 2 copies of a single player aid. On one side we have the second disorder table and terrain effects. Then we have the activation and turn record charts for the battles. Here's one for the Confederates for the first Battle of Winchester and the Battle of Second Kernstown. Here's the Union's version of it. Third Winchester and Cedar Creek. And for the Union, same thing. Newmarket, Cross Keys and Port Republic. And again, one for the Union side. And lastly, for the Confederates, the Battle of the First Kernstown and Fisher's Hill. There we are for the Union. Right, let's have a look at those maps. Here's the first. Nice small map sheet. This is the Battle of Cross Keys, June the 8th, 1862, with a terrain key and the elevation key. Let's have a quick close-up. So if we move gently across, look really nice. On the other side is the Battle of Newmarket, May the 15th, 1864. Another nice small map which runs from north to south. With the elevation key and terrain key in the corner there. Here's one of the sort of normal 22 by 34 inch maps. This time it's the battles of the 1st and 2nd Kernstown, March 23rd, 1862 and July 24th, 1864. And here's the place in question, Kernstown. Handsome maps, I must admit. Here's the Battle of Fisher's Hill, September the 22nd, 1864. And these, I believe, are earthworks. So somebody's preparing for something. Here's the elevation and terrain key and where the Union forces enter. And here's the area the battle was named after, Fisher's Hill. And then there's this, the Battle of 3rd Winchester, September the 19th, 1864, which is a two-mapper. So down here you can see this is the south map and the north map. And on the other side we've got another two-mapper. It is the Battle of Cedar Creek, October the 19th, 1864. Here's the north map. Got Middletown here. And here's the south map. And just to finish off, we've got the Battle of 1st Winchester, May 25th, 1862. But it appears at the bottom that there's another map that goes with this. I may have missed it. If I have, apologies. And on the other side, a small single map for the Battle of Port Republic, June the 9th, 1862. And down the bottom it runs from north to south, this one. We have the elevation and terrain key. So this has been an Open the Box, an unboxing of some goodies I got from this year's GMT 50% sale. It's Death Valley, Battles for the Shenandoah, part of the Great Battles of the American Civil War series, which was designed by Richard Berg and the game designer Greg Laubach. And don't forget, 2 counter trays as well. Brilliant. Well, I hope you enjoyed that and it was of interest. If you did, and it was, and you haven't done so already, it would be great if you would consider subscribing to the channel. As I keep saying, really does help. The other thing that is of great help is pushing that like button of the video. And leave a comment. I'm a newbie to this, I'm the first to admit, but I am looking forward to it. And besides, what a lot you get. So let me know, what do you think? Do you play it? I'm pleased to see there's some smaller battles and maps in this, which will no doubt help me learn the game. But as I say, Let me know. I love to read them. Thanks as always to my subscribers. Thank you very much. And just before I go, one last thing. If you wish to support the channel a little bit further, well, now you can. You can buy the channel a coffee. And those coffees do indeed go towards maintaining the channel and allowing it to continue to upload new content. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description, and thank you. So, that's 2 of my goodie videos done. Another couple to do. What's next? You'll have to wait and find out. So, until then, as always, you take care and goodbye.